The Square Ball Podcast.
Welcome to the show, brought to you with Levi Solicitors, who will offer you a 10% discount on your legal fees at levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball. Dan, Michael and Rob here for propaganda. Good bit. Will's probate conveyancing, 15%. Do it, Michael, quick.
Will's that one. Will's probate conveyancing. People make me shout it at them now.
Yep.
As I stand selling the magazine.
So the only joy we get now from Leeds United is shouting out a range of legal services near the stadium, because the other stuff's a bit miserable.
You should start a Cameo. Start charging for that.
People can just crop it off this video, probably, can't they?
15% on those, the big three, over on the Phil Hay Monday Club. Just head over there to get the URL for that discount. Right, propaganda. What's being said in the football world this week? It's not been a great week for Leeds, has it? Again, let's find some misery and mystery from elsewhere, shall we?
Well, let's hear from Fulham first, because it's good to know that they are thinking the same thing as us.
What?
Around our team selection.
Are they saying Leeds are shit?
Well, they did mention that, yeah.
That's a shame.
But also, you look at the player like Willie Gnonto not being on the pitch, Sinistera not being on the pitch. I mean, that's just bizarre in a game that you had to win. And Fulham right now are one of the teams I feel like you want to play. I know that we're doing all right and we are proving that we're not on the beach, but we're not going for the league. We're not going for Europe. We're not staying up. And so I think if you're putting in meek performances like that against us and not playing your best players, that's a bit strange.
They are staying up.
Yes, just for the record.
More pessimistic than you.
You've got 48 points or something, haven't you? Yeah. It's not going to be enough.
Chelsea otherwise, though. Maybe they're thinking about their crosstown rivals there.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, the Fulham game does fall into this propaganda as well, doesn't it? Which,
It's a lifetime ago, isn't it, though, Michael?
Yeah, it's nice to be reminded of that, isn't it? That was a great day.
Yeah.
I'd kind of tried to block it from my memory.
Although it wasn't all bad from Fulham.
Farrell, you look at that team and there's impressive players on the pitch. I really like Brendan Harrison. I think he's a wonderful player. I thought that McKennie was going to be a great signing for them. He was someone I wanted Fulham to get.
You've chopped that off right there.
Could still do him a deal.
For the record, I don't think Brendan Aronson is a bad player, and I think Weston McKennie is a good player. It's just I think maybe circumstances have conspired, which they're part of, admittedly, to make them perhaps not perform to their best.
Okay,
that's a very grown-up.
I am trying to be generous, and mature, given our current predicament, because the alternative is stress and anger, and that's not healthy, Rob.
No, I agree. There's nothing we can do about it, is it, that we're terrible? So
just comfort eat. That's one way through it. That's what
I did. Go home the other night and I ate 3 custard creams after the game.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It felt a bit like comfort eating.
I think that's just a decent sitting when it comes to a biscuit.
One of those men who can just get that packet and just rattle through the lot.
I could easily do a full pack of bit. Hobnobs in particular, I think, would be the ones I could go. If I had hobnobs and a glass of milk, I could go all day.
Do you dunk or?
Yeah, definitely. Dunk it until the biscuit's almost completely dissolved. Then when you eat it,
wrong un.
No,
because then at the end it's just all sludge at the bottom.
No. There's an optimum. You've got to be optimal with your dunk.
It stays in one piece, and it's cold milk, not hot milk. Because cold milk, hot milk, you're going to get fragments off, and then it's at the end. But to be honest, once I've done with the dunking, I'd happily discard the milk.
Right.
I don't because it's wasteful, but I pour it back in the bowl.
How old are you, Michael?
I'm 38 3/4.
Right. We just want to hear some pain and suffering here, don't we? Really.
Which one away from Leeds fans then? Or
no. Let's. We've had enough of that.
Fair enough.
Let's be reminded that everybody in this division is miserable. Even Arsenal are probably miserable, I dare say. Are we coming on to that?
No, I did watch them last night. Because they were so comprehensively beaten. There seemed to just be sadness around.
Have they got to the acceptance stage of grief now?
Yeah, I think they've known this was coming after the Southampton game, which we'll hear from actually. We'll hear from the Southampton side of that in a bit. But yeah, I think the Arsenal fans were expecting this, and I know there was some controversy about the offside goal, and some of them claiming it looked like he was off, but I think equally it would have been impossible to watch that game and conclude that
that's what's happened at the FA kind of VAR level. They've taken their eye off the ball with Wolves and they're looking elsewhere now.
Funnily enough, I didn't actually watch it because I just thought I have no interest in watching a good football team right now. It will do nothing for my happiness.
I mean, they were really good with Man City.
Yeah, I mean, we've said before they're speaking like a different language. They're playing a different game to us, but it turns out they're also playing a completely different game to Arsenal as well. which bodes well for what's coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we just recorded with Phil, didn't he? And he described it as like watching a team top of the Premier League playing a championship side as opposed to a title running. It was, if they play anything like that against us, Jesus Christ. I'm hoping they'll not have anything to prove and can just take it as a day off, more or less. Just get a couple of goals up and be like, yeah, fine. Knock it around, let Calvin Phillips come on.
Turn it almost into a testimonial.
Bring some actual children on.
Yeah.
Like bring see who's in the under-18s who fancies a bit of a game.
Yep.
Maybe put...
Probably all better than our
I was
first
going to
team.
say they're going to be really good, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
It'll be frightening.
Let Mahrez have a go in net. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have a bit of fun. They normally have a really old English goalkeeper. Have they got Scott Carson there or
Still
something?
knocking around. Well, there was that stat from a few years ago when they won was it them when they won the title where if they'd have conceded from every shot they faced, they'd have still have won the league. So maybe they could just try that for a game. It was one Guardiola team. It might have been his Bayern team.
Never mind. Listen, Man City will just make us miserable. Let's hear from Leicester fans being upset at things.
Scott Carson is still there, by the way.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah,
Good for him.
this is the Tielemans goal going in.
Yep.
And then it being disallowed.
Which is great because we experienced the roller coaster the other way to what you're going to hear.
It took a while as well, and much like us, I don't think this guy was expecting it either.
Ooh, it bounces in front of everybody. Clears out the Tielemans. Oh, my God. Tielemans does a Tielemans type thing. You already know. What the hell? Let's go. Let's go. Right off the bat, they cannot clear their lines. The ball comes out to Tielemans on the edge of the box, and he absolutely does what he does. 1-1, Leicester. Woo! Sumari just pushes it towards Tielemans at the edge of the box, and we all knew that was going in as soon as he struck it. Oh, my goodness. What are they calling? What is VAR looking at? What the hell are they looking at? What are they looking at? No. They can't say Sumari's the one. No. Why would... What? See, this is what I'm talking about. There is no reason for this to be being looked at. VAR is trash. VAR is trash. They called him offside. Oh, my God. And the Leeds fans are cheering like they did something. You didn't do nothing. Everybody. Craig, yes, we know. Ryan, let me get all you guys' comments. Let me let YouTube and Facebook know that the fans here do not agree with it. It was BS. It was a crap call. Nah.
I like him. We're very theatrical. I don't know why, because I'm not listened to that clip before I played it. I expected sort of a dour East Midlands accent delivering that, and then I got that enthusiastic gent from the States, which was good.
Yeah, I think they picked up a few overseas fans, I think, from the title win and all that stuff.
What does he expect YouTube and Facebook to do about VAR?
They need to know.
Deep state in it, all that jazz.
What are they doing about it exactly? Nothing.
Right, Southampton versus Arsenal.
I mean, on that, the Leeds fans celebrating thing, what did he expect?
It was good, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a great moment.
On both of their disallowed goals, I did go into full fuck off mode, like...
The second one especially, I did a real big celebration because it was I mean, the same with the first one, actually. The first one reminded me of when Mount scored for Chelsea at Ellen Road last season towards the end, and it was towards the end of the season, and it was a real moment of, oh, yeah, we're going down, aren't we? And it felt like that when Tielemans spanked it into the top corner, so it was such a relief. But that second one, because there was that creeping dread of, oh, no, Leicester are going to get a winner. And it looked like they had. Yeah, that was it went mad.
I watched that back as well. He was so lucky there because he didn't even need to pass it. He could have had a shot, or Vardy could have just stayed on side and still tapped it in.
He should have put that in himself, shouldn't he?
We absolutely got away with that. Well, I think the ball across was probably the right thing, but Vardy just needs to stay behind the ball.
Yeah.
I don't think Jamie Vardy knows what he's doing as a striker. I feel like he should come to me for some tips.
Oh, watch Pat.
Oh, Patrick.
Oh, Patrick. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, some people criticise Pat. I think I've got some clips that I'm sticking in, in propaganda extra that people can hear if they want to hear some Pat abuse.
Yeah, and
he knows what he did.
I was going to say, there was one person in particular who tweeted us who was furious about the fact that we didn't dig out both Javi's game management and Pat Bamford's miss. And it's particularly with reference to Bamford, he knows what he did. I mean, because he did it.
Javi's game management
is crap.
I think we did talk about it because I think we were all essentially criticising the subs, the lack of subs, the starting lineup. The whole thing was shit, basically. I don't think it was the team anyone would have picked to start, and I don't think the subs were the subs anyone else would have made. So, Yeah. I mean, I was just with Phil just saying, is it too late to see if Schroeder's about to do these last games?
He's got a job now.
Has he?
I think he went. Did he
go back to Bruges?
Yeah, I think so.
Selfish.
Like Colin Farrell is in Bruges, right?
Give it back to Scoobs.
Whatever. Don't care anymore. Just get it over with.
Scoobs can be like the new Redfern. Just keep putting him in.
Right.
Keep manager has a quick stint. Redfern. Manager has a quick stint. Redfern.
So it's a good idea until it goes bad, then we do something else, then give him another go when we've forgotten, and yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Redfern did better in his second stint than his first.
I was going to say, and then once it works, just completely undermine him.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Once he finds a system that works, team he likes, an assistant that he gets on with, sack the assistant, fuck everything over.
Southampton Arsenal. I've been trying to tee this one up for about 5 minutes now.
I'm not going to let you.
All right, come on, talk to me. What happened here then? What's this clip about?
Well, they were 3-0 up, weren't they? 3-1 up, sorry,
yeah.
Southampton. There are two different people recording here. They're not in the same room, but one of them is positive, very much on the Moylan side of things. Mm-hmm. One of them's very much...
I'm not positive.
Yeah, you pretend to be, at least.
I think teetering on deluded.
No, but you occasionally will go, no, we'll go fine. You occasionally say things like, no, we've got this. We'll just beat Bournemouth and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
And just like you said, we'll beat Leicester. And
which is correct.
We'll go to Fulham.
We'll beat Bournemouth.
I think we'll go to Fulham and get something. I think you said that one too.
Yeah.
And Palace.
Stop clock theory. Eventually I'll be right. Right, let's hear from this.
Anyway, so this is it going, ticking over to 3-2 with, is it the 88th minute, I think this is, or something. So one of them is still trying to be positive.
The bargaining stage of grief.
As the goal is actually going in.
It's about as desperate as it's going to get for both of these sides, and somehow...
Well, luckily, mate, one of these teams is about to get 3 points, so waka, waka, waka. Waka, waka, waka.
Looping ball over the top there. Saka squared it across the box. Out of the box by Kaleta Carr. It's going straight back to Ben White. Odegaard causing trouble on the edge of the box. It's going to have a shot here. It's a goal. Martin Odegaard has scored for Arsenal.
I knew he would. It's fine, mate. It's fine. It's fine. Just calm down.
Flipping heck.
Right, we've got the 3 minutes.
You can see him lining up for that shot. It's a great goal.
I did not mess up. We have still got this. We are still going in. It's all right. Here we go.
Absolutely nuts.
Yeah, you can hear. You know it's coming, don't you? You almost feel bad for him.
It's the sort of positivity I hate to hear. I don't want reassurance at that point.
I was just thinking, imagine someone being that positive in Ellen Road as Leicester equalised. I don't think it'd go down. Right. I don't think it'd go down very well.
I did say that. Did I say it on the match ball? Like I had sort of quietly convinced myself that it was fine that Leicester equalised because we won 2-1 in 1990, so the same would happen again because that's how the universe obviously works.
You didn't start going waka 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 though, did you?
I didn't say waka waka waka.
Vardy, the flag. You see the flag up for Vardy. You start on the waka wakas.
Waka waka waka, and it spread all around me. I got a round of applause in the East Stand. Right, let's hear his dreams get shattered then.
Has anyone got that feeling?
No, mate. Tonight isn't like we tempt every fate. I'm telling you, go for it, man. Just go for it.
It's going to be a lot of stoppage time. We're into the final minute. Odegaard doing it again. Big block from Lianco. Come on, boys. Wakey. We can't keep inviting them on. We're just going to do this. It's a matter of time.
It's all right, boys. Get it out.
20 seconds of the 90 remaining. Straight through his legs. He squared it. It's going to go. They've scored. They've flipping scored.
Damn. All right. I would like to take back my previous statements. Is what it is. Football is football. And I hate life. Championship's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time down there. Yeah, that's it. Oh,
3-3.
Is it bad that I almost feel sorry for him?
I did.
Yeah.
I think it's because I've been in such a sorry state myself this week. I found it hard to laugh too much because I was like, fucking hell, I'm right there with you.
You've gone soft.
I have, yeah. I think it's easier to laugh at people when you're in a better position. But I feel like I mean, we are marginally better. But in some ways, that was a kindness on Southampton for Arsenal to equalise because they were full of hope. They had weeks of ahead of them of thinking, oh, well, we got that win at Arsenal. We can win any game.
But you want their dream shattered as soon as possible so they can just accept their fate.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been better for us if we'd not even bothered beating Wolves.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, and those early season wins, just none of the games. I wish we'd not beaten Liverpool or Bournemouth.
Wish we'd gone through a season losing every
when I
game.
say beating Wolves, I mean the opening day. We shouldn't have won that one either. It'd have been easier if we'd have gone the whole season without picking up any points.
Certainly, if we go down, you're right. Just get fate sealed by Christmas and just you can just switch off from it.
Are you sure this is for you, Michael? Really? Like deep down.
It is when things are fine. But as soon as things start going wrong.
You need a new hobby.
I've been in a right horrible mood all week. I can't shake it. I was astonished how happy you two were after the Leicester game.
We weren't happy. We were giddy from the adrenaline.
Yeah. There's nothing we can do, Michael. You just got to go with it. And
I'm glad to see your colours return to normal today. Anyway,
I got home and generally thought I was going to have a heart attack. I blame the boost that you gave me in the middle of the afternoon.
You look like Phil Mitchell when you came in here after the game.
Yeah, there was a bit. It was. I could see my friends texting me as the pod was going, photoshopping me as Jerry the Berry, and I was like, "This is not what I need right now." And I feel like I'm going to pass out.
Jerry the Berry.
I mean, we should say of the Leeds feedback we received, the vast majority of it just said, "Why the fuck isn't Nonto allowed to play anymore?" We don't know, do we?
No.
Is the simple answer.
He'll
to it.
finally cave in. He'll play him on Sunday. He'll score the winner, and then everyone will go, "See, have he?"
Hopefully, Nonto will do the McCormack fuck off. No, so maybe save that for the last day when we stay up.
You know what's going to see us out of this trouble, don't you? World-class basics. Get up at 3 a.m, having gone to bed at 2:59.
Well, he wouldn't have been. He probably didn't have an early night the other night, did he, old Jake? Because he was at Ellen Road.
He was still up bright and early the morning after because he's interacted with us because we were picking on him. We're now having to follow each other so we could send DMs to one another. And I did see first thing in the morning he was up bright and early again.
Scheduled tweets. The whole thing's a fraud.
You think so?
Either that or he bullied one of his kids into getting up early to post tweets.
Anyway, let's
send him out of script. But yeah, he was in front of the West Stand, and we've had a tale sent to us from JC.
I'm very disappointed that Phil must have been within range of throwing range of the BT broadcast, which was pitch side in front of him. Missed opportunity, innit? Make yourself a star.
I did think this week did you see Ryan Mason suggesting he thought he was ready for the Spurs job? He went on that podcast, didn't he? I do wonder if there's just something about it's like a weird cult where you, despite all evidence to the contrary, you get imbued with some sense that you're destined for greatness, having spoken to him. Because you're like, there's nothing in Ryan Mason's history to suggest he should be getting a top Premier League job, the Spurs job.
I want you to speak to him and come back full of dreams.
Mind you, Eddie Howe, do you see? I think Jake, our boy Jakey did. He posted a clip of Eddie Howe off the back. It might have been off the back of Newcastle thumping Spurs, and it was when Eddie Howe was on the High Performance podcast, and he was relaying a tale of how he told one of his players to listen to it, and they were blathering on about three world-class basics, whatever that you need to do. Whatever, they'll be different for everybody.
Non-negotiables.
That was non-negotiables. That was it. What are your 3 non-negotiables? They're different for everyone. All that kind of stuff. And I wanted to put my fist through my phone. It was something about Eddie Howe's doing a great job, I should say, albeit, backed by the Saudi state. But from a coaching point of view, he's turned them around. God, I fucking hated him there. I thought, such a kickable face. And it's petty and it's juvenile, but it's the headspace I'm in because I'm a Leeds fan, isn't it? Anyway, JC.
Yes, he sent us this, what he witnessed from the
Did he
West
see some
End.
high performance? Some world-class basics?
Think the person shouting at Jake exhibited high performance.
Personal highlight for me last night was before the game. A Leeds fan made his way up the stairs in the West Stand, got onto the stand, and he looked down and he saw Jake Humphries, Robbie Savage, Jermaine Beckford and Michael Owen doing their little thing by the side of the pitch. And this Leeds fan just shouts over everybody, "Humphrey, you massive which resulted in all of them being hastily moved into the centre circle. Other than that, it was a shit night.
It's the West Stand as well.
Yeah, I thought, they've made the safe option there, going for the West Stand. It's a shame they didn't go in front of the South. But seeing Savage there as well reminded me of, was it when we played at Arsenal and Leeds fans, they did it in front of the away end and Leeds fans were throwing hot dogs at him. And didn't he tweet those Leeds fans disgusting, throwing hot dogs at the presenter. It's like, no, Robbie, it was at you.
I wish I could hear that in his voice.
Oh, hot dog at me. He was there. Yeah, I saw his outfit, by the way. I think you mentioned it on the match.
Yeah,
ball,
dressed like he was in Miami Vice. Yeah, it was like white chinos and a matching jacket and a dark t-shirt. Wasn't
Someone
it?
should have done that thing where you get on all fours behind him and then someone else pushes him over, so he got all muddy.
Slip on a muddy pitch. Yeah.
I'm not that I'm suggesting you should bully people, but if it's Robbie Savage, I think it's fine.
Right, where are we going next, Michael?
Should we stick with high performance wankers and a bit of Lampard?
Yep.
Lost again, didn't he? This time
Did
to
he?
Brentford.
Is that 5 on the bounce for Chelsea?
For Chelsea, I think if you want to go back further, I think it's about 12 on the bounce or something, isn't it? But yeah, it's just it's not vintage Lampard, but it's very Lampardy still.
Frank, please give us your impressions of that Chelsea performance tonight.
Oh, it's a difficult one. I feel for the players a bit because obviously in a moment, and they've lived it longer than me, of low confidence. So in terms of the game, they controlled it all possession-wise. Brentford are good at what they do. They turn you around, they get throw-ins, they get corners, they score from a deflected corner in a stalemate-ish kind of first half. We dominate the second half and they score in a breakaway. So
doing his usual thing.
So it was all dead even, apart from the bit where they did things miles better than us.
Yeah, completely minimising the stuff the other teams do. It's like when he was...
Was it the 4 goals at Palace?
It was Everton, wasn't it? It wasn't Chelsea when he was like, average goal, rubbish goal.
Deflection,
penalty, don't count, none of it counts.
Own goal.
Stupid.
There's another good Lampard quote from last night where he says, "I'm very proud to manage here and I've been in similar situations. I came here in a difficult moment before and we had big success in my first year. I went to Everton, I had a challenge to stay in the league, I stayed in the league." Well, that difficult moment at Chelsea you arrived in, they just won the Europa League and finished third. You made them worse. They spent a load of money. You got sacked, and then they won the Champions League.
I mean, he won that Champions League. If you ask Frank about that, he had a huge hand in that. Obviously, this year he didn't have a huge hand in them winning it because he was actually in charge, which I think was unfair, really, to expect him to win the games as manager.
How could he be expected to win matches as a manager?
He was better just instilling the confidence in the players and the coaching,
empowering them, if you like.
Yeah, and the coaching tips he gave them meant they won it the time before. But they've had too long with Tuchel now, haven't they? Whereas before, if you think about before, they had more time with Lampard. Tuchel came in, reaped the benefits. More time with Tuchel and Potter ruined them. Now what can Lampard do?
What can he be expected to do?
Exactly. Working with that paper-thin squad? He's barely got anyone to pick from.
Can we go across London and listen to Spurs? Because that's going to be funny.
Yeah. This is from We Are Tottenham, and it's just a little compilation of the first 5 going in. By the second half, they'd kind of lost interest, but it's just nice, sort of different ways of coping with it. Because I think Spurs fans knew they were bad, but they didn't know there were 20 minutes. We've never conceded 5 goals in 20 minutes, have we?
We haven't played Man City yet.
Yeah, still time. Oh, Newcastle, in fact, because they did that in this, didn't they?
They did. Well, let's not worry about that. Let's worry about this.
Joe Linton up against Pedro.
All of a sudden, you're seeing them open up again. Joe Linton! Save! It's 1-0.
Oh, there's 1-0 already.
Within a minute.
1 minute in.
Oh, my God.
Newcastle are 1-0 up. You saw Pedro Porro back off.
And this is why we don't play 4 at the back, and now you're seeing it.
Terrible defending from Tottenham.
Oh, my words. Joe Linton with a shot. This is
going to be a long day for Tottenham Hotspur.
And Jacob Murphy being... Oh, it's a long ball. Joe Linton. Oh, what is going on? Joe Linton round the keeper. Oh, this is ridiculous. It's 2-0. It is 2-0 to Newcastle. Where was the back line? They were nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. Oh, that was comical. That was absolutely comical. Cuts inside. He's in his own half. Here's Sarr. Come on. Show some confidence. Conceding 2 goals is definitely going to rock your confidence. There's Son. Is that a foul? Referee says no. And Murphy's shot. Oh, my word! Murphy has just smashed it in from 30 yards. I can't believe it. Oh, it's 3-0 and it's game over already. We're not even 10 minutes in and it's already game over. Have you seen anything like this before?
Absolutely.
This is game
losers.
over. This is game over
losers.
after less than 10
Spurs
minutes.
player on that pitch. Absolute losers. Can't watch this fucking shit. Seriously, 8 minutes in and we're 3-0 down.
It's ridiculous.
3-0 down.
Ridiculous. Cuts inside Burn, but Burn gets the challenge in and Bruno come away with it. And he goes long and Isaac is in. Isaac is in on goal already. It could be 4. It is 4.
18
minutes and we're 4-0 down. Oh, they're in behind again. Trippier, Isaac!
You fucking pieces of shit!
Oh, it's 5-0. It's 5-0. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
20 minutes gone and you're 5 goals down. Have some self-respect.
Oh, God.
Oh, there's the one lad laughing. He's thinking, this is very Spursy, but the other lad furious.
Yeah, I like how it started with them laughing at the first goal and it was just utterly abject for the next 5 minutes. And then the end of it having to laugh.
Yeah, and one of them just kind of losing it by the end as well.
Talk to me about ping pong, Normanson.
It just made me laugh in the middle of it.
What was it? Oh, when you played table tennis and you whitewash the opponent?
It's called a whitewash.
That was it. What's that thing called when you do
a thing? Yeah.
When you whitewash someone? Whitewash, yeah.
Oh dear me. Are we done there? Have we got any more?
Should we finish on a bit of Victor bashing?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Someone sent us this after Fulham. Someone giving themselves the username Happy, which I don't think we're entirely sincere about.
Well, you be the judge.
Young Badgers now, roadkill. Roadkill that other Yank could probably eat with some peanut butter and fucking jelly and pancakes. Fat bastard. He can't run, he can't tackle, can't pass the ball. He clearly does not want to be at Leeds United. 35 million quid. Just wasted 35 million quid on a 20-year-old striker that's never kicked a football in his life before. 10 million on a right back, don't know his arse from his fucking elbow. 12 million on Firpo. He's had his 3 games, it's done. He'll be going in some loaned out somewhere, still on our payroll. Fucking hell, 40 million on Jean-Kevin Augustin. Well done, Orta, you were a fucking muppet. You've been lucky twice at Leeds. Rafinha, Bielsa. You're shit other than that. Fuck off and take these shitheads with you.
I like how he basically didn't pause for breath at all.
It's great. It was brilliant. I like to think that in Victor Orta's end-of-year assessment thing, he'll come with a nice PowerPoint, say, there's the values of these players have increased. We've successfully managed to loan players to the Championship, increasing their value. We've got these players in, investments of the future. The shirt sales in America have gone up because of the signing of Brendan Aronson and Weston McKennie. And then someone just go, all of that taken into account, though, Victor, what have you got to say about, this stuff here?
I feel like you've had to clip that and it's actually, he's still going. He's still just monologuing.
It's talking about Pavel Chubicki and Vernon Anita. It's still talking about all that stuff. But
well, before the USMNT crowd pile in, McKennie was much better on Tuesday, wasn't he?
He was loads better.
Yeah.
Someone DM'd me on Twitter saying, what have you got to say about him now? It's like, well, I'll say he was better because he was.
Yeah. It's almost like you're trying to reflect honest opinion. So when someone's bad, you'll say it, and when they're good, you'll say that as well.
I mean, which part of his 11 passes against Fulham was I supposed to appreciate more?
Which one of them was your favourite?
Oh, probably the one where Rodrigo had to run about 20 yards to just about get his head on it, which counted as a completed pass. But actually, you watched it back, you'd be like, fuck, you're not having that as a completed pass. Absolutely no chance on this earth you've meant to pass it to him there.
I should say as well, like, being in the ground on Tuesday, there's a real sense of everybody rooting for everybody, and it was never clearer than when Meslier messed up his kicks and all that, and the crowd sensed that he needed a lift, and they started singing his name, particularly because he'd done the worldly saves as well, like 2 of them. It's like, we're behind you, and it's the same for McKennie. Like, nobody wants him to fail.
No.
Everybody wants everybody to succeed. It's just that we get angry when they're not good enough.
And you need there's got to be a bit both ways, hasn't there? That's the thing, I think, with the Fulham game, you watched it and you thought there was no, and the second half against Palace and the Liverpool game, you watched it and you thought there's no one arsed here. It felt like everyone had down tools, more or less, whereas the game started the other night and Rodrigo was charging around, kicking the ball at children in the family stand and getting angry about stuff, and it felt like there was at least a bit of battle there. And if McKennie can give that, and Aronson can give that, look at Firpo, the way it turned around with him. People were perfectly happy for him to leave, desperate for him to sign another left-back, when we kind of did, but then we had to play him centre-back because he was our best centre-back, it turned out, and we also need him in midfield now as well. But, people were behind Firpo then. He played well for a bit, couple of good games was all it took. Just give us like the tiniest fucking morsel of something decent
to cling on to.
It's what Harvey said it in his presser. It's one of the few things he actually does say. But he was like, I can keep saying all the time that they're training well and they're hardworking and they're professional. They're going to have to show something eventually. And they did, to be fair. It was a start anyway.
A start indeed. Well, that's propaganda wrapped up for now. We've got a little bit more propaganda extra coming for members as well. So
put all the misery into that.
Have we got a little taster? What can we look forward to in that, Michael?
Sadness. Lots of.
You are not.
It's just for the sick. It's all it's going to appeal to, really. We've got a bit more Spurs misery, actually.
And I'm just looking down the sheet, and it looks like someone's advocating for sacking me.
Well, I put that on.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Someone pointing out you've not done your job very well, and so I've
coming from you.
I've extrapolated that. Will's probate conveyancing, mate.
Right, we'll wrap it up there. Then look out for more propaganda extra. If you remember, that will be in your feed. We've got the weekly show,
and if you want a discount on no Fulham Monday Club.
Yes, Michael. Thank you for doing your job. To
Rob, what are you drinking?
A can of Boost.
No less.
That's not your job. That's you shilling for a third party.
That's absolutely horrible.
I'd never do such a thing. Rob, don't call out.
Right, we'll wrap it up there. We'll see you soon.
The Square Ball Podcast.